I hate his son.
Oh, yeah.
Hate him.
He's
I
just a
hate
shitty
him.
little man. Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
Shane.
We are back with Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 6. You remember what happened last time?
Yeah, all the stuff in between King and Prince Durin.
Mm-hmm.
The rings are corrupting him.
Yes.
He wants like a tribute tax, like 50%, and he's charging his own people a ring tax.
A ring tax, yep.
A lot of people thought the first season was very slow paced. I didn't think that, but critics thought it was.
I just didn't like it because it was just kind of...
Yeah.
It really didn't need to happen.
Okay.
It's like the first episode of Full Metal Alchemist. We didn't really need it.
Yeah.
But either way, you know, everything's progressing at a very fast rate.
Yeah.
I would say it'd be understandable in the constraints of time if this were a film, but it's an episodic series. Whatever the case may be, great performances by the actors. I enjoyed the back and forth between him and his son.
Me too. And
I can't
he's
remember
like,
his right hand man's name.
His son wanted like him to stop, and he went there to argue, and then he came back to his wife, and he just had the Prince thing on.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah. Like, I mean, don't tell me. Do you know if Prince Durin is alive later on in the movies?
I just got to see, man.
Okay. God, I don't want him to die. I think the gut punch of the episode was everything going on with Numenor. We had, I can't remember his name, handsome jacked man. Got stabbed in the back by the fucking politician man.
He was he was threatening
the son of
Ar-Pharazôn's son in the market before the quote-unquote election.
Yeah, dude, he went in there dick swinging like during a religious, some type of ceremony. I don't say it's religious or not, but yeah, I thought it was bullshit. And now I hate him, and I have mixed feelings about the daughter. I'm not gonna say I hate her. Guys, before we jump in, if you want to support us, check out the full length reaction on our Patreon. Just make sure you come back here for the discussion. Also, thanks for all your comments. We appreciate it. Let's jump in.
Going AWOL. I wonder when they hire these guys to play elves. They say, you need to look stuck up with every move.
Yeah.
Why do you still defy me? What pride is woven in your inmost self? Again. More mithril.
We're out.
There is no more mithril. The dwarves have been tardy with their delivery.
Must I do everything myself?
Some of us have noticed you seem especially ill-tempered of late.
You're fired.
What is your name again, Smith?
You don't remember?
Of course I remember. Give me a moment, I said. Everyone take a respite. Earlier, I could have sworn I left my creasing hammer. Just here. You mean that hammer?
You figure he'd do everything he can to make him feel confident and stress-free. Like they're doing the right thing, and we feel like we're doing the right thing, you know?
I am well. I'm just fatigued. Then I'm afraid your people demand an audience. No. Until the 9 are complete. Nothing else matters.
I think stuck-up people are just more bitchy.
Greatest of elven smiths is consumed by his work.
We sent a search party across the river to see if there was an obstruction upon the road, but only one soldier returned.
Where is he? Show this to no one.
Deliver it.
Can I trust you?
Seducing her.
On the body. What did it say?
Where is he?
Would she wonder how he knew that?
Well, they consider that he's wise and bringing all this wisdom to them about the rings and such.
Okay.
You might just assume that he would know.
During my brief time in your capture,
You
you
seem
seemed
deep.
intent on finding Sauron.
You know nothing on my mind. I resisted.
For a while, sooner or later, he sees you. His eye bores a hole, and the rest of him slithers in. What did he promise you?
An army.
It is not his lies which must be extinguished. It is him.
What help could you possibly provide, Orc?
Uruk.
Orokai is
Orc
like...
might be like a simplified,
Okay.
watered down version of that.
I was told.
There are many stories of what happened after the seal modules were pried from its settings. But I was there when...
If what you say is true, why did he return?
Because I had not yet found you. The deceiver believes he is still beyond my grasp. I know he hides in a region. Halbrand is Sauron, isn't he? We will speak again.
Think she could take him one-on-one?
Probably a pretty good chance, yeah.
Taken in sum, these hideous breaches of law warrant a sentence of death.
But
It is the judgment of this court that the accused be set free. Provided, of course, he renounces his crimes,
oh gosh.
pledges his loyalty to Numenor's true ruler.
And do you accept our Pharazôn as Numenor's true king?
I do not.
Then what was the point?
For Numenor's true ruler is now and to the end of her days. Miriel!
Gets an angry.
The only traitor here is you.
I hate his son.
Oh, yeah.
Hate him.
He's
I
just a
hate
shitty
him.
little man. He's done nothing to earn his place. That guy's probably been scheming and
with him.
Yeah.
murdering for years.
You have done quite enough, boy.
He probably understands that he fucked up.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should let the Valar decide his fate.
Aye. Snoring? Who's snoring?
Every trial that you've met thus far.
He sounds like Hagrid. What's the accent?
Tell me what I must do. Follow old Tom. Which one is it?
With the gypsy thing?
But there are so many. One could spend months searching out there.
You have all the time you need.
Somehow I know that unless I find her soon, she will die. Both of them will die.
Turn away now, and you can never return to this path.
Is there no
Every soul in Middle-earth is in peril. Will you abandon them to their doom? The choice is yours.
He summoned me, father. He did.
I see the Seven are serving you well, Prince Durin. Without Mithril, the remaining rings of power may never be complete. We need more. We can provide a steady supply of timber
to help build platforms?
or perhaps Khazad-dûm would prefer something more precious.
The answer is no. Please give my regrets to Lord Celebrimbor.
He's become greedy. Just keep it all for himself.
I wonder what he thinks about like that. Like, ah, shit, it's working too well.
Yeah. Well, it was an unexpected
Okay.
effect.
Now, the worst thing he could have done probably would be arguing.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a hint of a smile?
They'll be back. Back. War is coming to Middle-earth. We can name our price.
Oh, so he's just playing the sales game.
Take off the ring.
Like his crown, you see it flicker.
Belongs to me. No,
You belong to it.
you belong to it.
Not a book?
No, I just called it.
Oh, there you go.
Then he's left us no choice.
We'll lay our bodies in front of that mine ourselves if we have to.
Thought she was gonna...
It'll show every dwarf in Khazad-dûm he's no longer fit to rule. They'll take his crown.
How can you talk about him this way?
Only knows he's twice the father to me my own ever was. And every dwarf in this mountain's in peril.
Aw, that feels definite.
I can't do it. I look at him, and in his eyes, I still see my father.
He'll destroy himself and take this kingdom with him.
I'm hoping he turns good before everything goes to shit. That's like the only thing I can really hope for, you know what I mean?
They are summoning the sea worm as we speak.
Oh, God.
He does not wish to further antagonize the faithful. His offer of mercy still stands. I cannot lose you two.
Your turncoat.
Swallow your pride.
Maybe he wins. I don't know how it works, but...
If after all this, all you see is pride, then there are no words left for us to speak.
Look at how her facial expression changed in her eyes.
Kind of horror.
She did a good job, the actress.
Yeah.
King said you'd say that. Said your hatred for him had become hatred for me.
I wonder what they did with her. Just let her retire?
That must be, yeah.
Prayer wasn't wrong.
If Numenor is to endure, it needs men like you. Men who will champion all that is precious, men of faith.
Faith is not faith if it is not lived.
Well said.
And in my heart, I cannot deny that knowledge. Were I to do so, I would cease to be the man you wish to save.
What if you're wrong?
Then I would rather die with a heart that is whole than live with one broken by cowardice.
He's had a pretty strong season.
What am I?
Yeah.
If it is the will of the Valar that my life be spared, then it will be. The sea is always right.
I don't know about that.
I don't trust him. But
yeah.
Is that meant to frighten us off?
what are you doing?
I like how they had a similar reaction to my reaction.
Yeah. And I just didn't know about it, whatever.
Given that his crime was committed in my name, I have the right to face the Valar's judgment in his place.
It's all in there. You must.
Damn it!
Hamstrung. By the letter of the law.
Thinks he's ridding himself of her.
The path of the faithful. It must be me who takes the first step.
So I wonder if she passes, if it would be some type of bad omen for the king now. Who are the fucking humans that came up with the horn that summons this thing?
Yeah, I know.
In this world.
I know. I know, it's odd that he's in this little waiting pool. Or she is, I should say.
The water looks... Nice imagery, though, with the...
It's beautiful imagery. I just feel like her being blind, I wonder what her perception would be underwater.
What do they call it?
Rhinoceros beetle?
Okay.
That was in the trailer for this season, I believe.
Have deemed her.
She'd come out there like fucking in sync when they come out of the floor.
Innocent!
Innocent!
and Alvar, you know, what's his name?
Ar-Pharazôn.
Shit.
Yeah.
Halbrand is Sauron.
Jesus, he's intense.
Unlock me. Elrond hastens from Lindon with an army of elves.
Probably not true.
Once he arrives, he will seal off the city, loose Celebrimbor from Sauron's grasp, and then together, you and I will eradicate all trace of Sauron from this world.
The shadow has not only overcome you, it has overcome all Elvendom. In the end, your drive to prove your virtue will work right into Sauron's designs.
I really like him a lot, dude.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
Yeah.
It will take far more than a legion of your children to lay siege to it.
Did you really think I would?
Okay. I couldn't tell how many there were.
But the torches were kind of misleading.
It looked like there was like 14 of them.
This must be what he wants. Sauron has no army of his own.
Bind her. She will be useful later.
Do not take his law!
I will make him choke on it.
No!
Fried now.
This is what Sauron wants! This is what he wants!
They keep showing this fool. There's a lot of them. Okay.
Wasn't as impressive as in the movies when you see the Uruk-hai and Saruman.
Time the bells. We're under attack.
They had those scouts that, before all this shit went down.
They sent those guys out there and
Oh.
only one came back. Do you think they would have picked up on it then?
How's he going to finish these in time?
How fares your progress?
Outside. Sounded like a siege alarm.
I assure you, I have the affairs of the city well in hand.
I've had quite enough of you telling me where I belong! Unhand me, friend.
Ah. He's making him see.
I don't know that he can do that.
Truth of it is, I came to Eregion not because the Valar needed you, but because I did. I have been to Khazad Dûm, Mithril ore, refined to a powder by Narvi himself. I give you my oath. When the history of this age is written, the Silmarils, they will merit little more than a whisper. Use it. Life. One last time.
Celebrimbor's also so good at playing this. I feel like everything in his face makes him feel like this is wrong.
Yeah.
But he's kind of... What was they break into that tower? And why would he want them to fall? Out of curiosity.
In the lore, if I remember correctly, he invades Eregion. He sends his own host of orcs to take Eregion, to take the Three Rings by force.
No, in real life, not always...
Cool show.
Yeah, it is. What do you think?
Oh, it was okay. Definitely loved the Numenor stuff.
Loved it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Tom Bombadil Gandalf stuff. But
me knowing nothing of the books, I thought it was alright with me. I like the journey. Like, you know, there's the stakes, obviously. Like, find your staff or find Nori.
Anyone that's viewing it is allowed to have their own opinion and weigh it on the scales of their own choosing.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me. I have my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. I don't like that Gandalf has to come in here and get coached, and he finds his staff, and that there was another wizard, and he just happened to pick he found his staff, and he just went and did his shit and became bad.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that sells very well
Do they
in
have
this
their,
neighborhood.
In this neighborhood. Yeah. You think it's a book thing, or because you read the books, or do you think it's just you wouldn't like it either way?
Can't say because I read the books. Can't take that knowledge away from me. So I know it's there. I feel like it's unnecessary. I feel like the Gandalf that we deserve, that people deserve.
Yeah.
And we probably the reason they're doing it is because they wanted to put him in here.
Yeah.
To sell the show. So in order to do that, well, how are you going to put him in there if he already knows everything? So because at the point you know him in the Lord of the Rings films.
Would he be alive?
He already has all this knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
So
would he be alive at this point in the lore?
I don't know the dates, so
Okay.
I don't know positively. I know that they only come in very late in the Second Age.
Okay.
Maybe very early in the Third. So they're kind of, they weren't there in Middle Earth.
Okay.
This whole time, just fucking like Rocky out there, building themselves up to take on Drago.
Well, I'm just wondering how they kind of allowed the war to happen.
Well, they were sent. Their purpose was that they were sent in to encourage the peoples of Middle Earth to start taking care of their own shit. And I'm not shitting on these people's performances. They're given the scripts, they take the role, what have you.
Yeah.
It's a weak season for these two. Weak breakout for Tom and weak season for Gandalf, but great season for Elendil. He's really coming out strong.
Let's move on to him.
Head in the races.
The acting, and because I always told you the Numenor, like I love like looking at it, but I'm not into the politicking stuff. But it was one of the best parts of this fucking
It's a
episode.
little bit of a sea anchor, the politicking. I'm a big fan of Elendil. I have to look up that actor's name. I'm not familiar with it. I'm sure I have before, and I've forgotten it.
I saw a picture of him with like short hair, less like a little younger. He looks so different.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But he's still such a great. His lines have been great.
Yeah.
His stance is great. Probably the fact that I appeal more to his position in the midst of all of this.
Yeah.
Juxtaposed to Ar-Pharazôn and
Well, I kind of like
he's the
Ar-Pharazôn.
underdog.
Yeah. Ar-Pharazôn. I was saying I wrote Al-Pharazôn in a while.
He looks like Al from Home
Yeah.
Improvement. The production for Numenor.
It's unbelievable.
I find it beautiful. I mean, you look at the swords designs.
Yeah.
Like it's like a steed with the horse head on the hilt.
The
It's
pommel.
just the pommel. Yeah, and it's just fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, Numenor is breathtaking to look at, and obviously I think most of the effort has to go into that production. Like everyone else, you just got to put dirt on
It's
them.
like we have to get this right.
Yeah, and the stuff going on, and where's Celebrimbor at? What's it called?
Region.
That was all gold to me as well. I liked it quite a bit. I love his he doesn't push. He kind of guides Celebrimbor
He
kind
did
of
a little pushy at the end.
a little bit when he grabbed his arm.
He did a little antsy.
So just also the stuff in King Durin's, what's it called? Starts with a K.
Khazad-dûm.
Khazad-dûm, yeah. I love all that shit.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, turns out he wasn't just being greedy. He was being greedy, but a different kind of greedy.
That's why it was
He's not
kind
just
of
keeping
funny.
the Mito for himself. He just wants to sell it for a higher price.
And that's also why he smiled too when he walked away.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, is he just smiling because this is his plan too? But he's smiling because he knows it's working and they'll get the mithril eventually.
To a certain effect, because I'm pretty sure that I read that the greed that these dwarves that had the rings exhibited was kind of an unexpected side effect. It really just, I mean, I'm sure it probably plays into the Rings of Power as a total, how it corrupts your person, your will, and your values. But at the same time, the dwarves just became really, really greedy and really insular. So they didn't really bend to his will.
Yeah.
It just made them a worse version of themselves.
Okay.
And so it just kind of proved too hardy for his magic to work on, which is it's kind of a neat.
Well, it's kind of funny because when you see him in that movie, I just feel like he's this god, like that nothing could fail that he does.
Well, that's probably how he wants to present
But
himself.
Frodo, like this. That's why I think it looks. It's so cool that Frodo is the one to do it.
Well, it's because of Sauron's hubris.
Yeah, I thought it was a knockout episode. Just the emotion, all the stuff with Prince Durin. The reason I love that so much with Prince Durin, his scene, was what was so great about the movies is when the hobbits and stuff, when they would, you have like such masculinity, like traditional masculinity, but also these men that aren't afraid to show emotion, and cry, and hold each other in a friendship, obviously non-sexual way. And Durin, it's just so sweet when he was crying. I thought that was great. Okay, I don't got anything else. Loved it. The star was probably Elendil. I mean, I wanted just more Arendir. He's actually one of my favorite characters. I loved him so much in the first season. Him and Theon, and obviously and Elendil's son, whatever his name is.
Is it Theo, right?
Theo, okay. Elendil's son, what's his name? The guy who actually chops off.
Isildur.
Yeah, I wish we would have had more of that story. I'm actually pretty interested in that story.
Yeah, I mean...
So me, more Arendir is always great. And
he's traveling.
Yeah.
One-man band right now.
Yeah, you got a nice little action scene, so that was good. Anyways, I think that's it. I really love the episode. Got 2 more left, and we got to try to do a Q&A for at least the last 2. Try to remember that.
Maybe the last episode. The very last episode, we'll do a Q&A.
Guys, if you want to support us, leave a comment down below. Much love. Thank you for everybody. Appreciate you. See you next time.